class, good morning. This is Teacher Helen and I will welcome you to our health lesson. So, our topic this afternoon is all about characteristics of communicable diseases. So, it is an exciting topic. Look at the picture. Observe the girl. What happens to the girl? When you get sick, do you wonder if you got it from someone who was sick? Is it possible that you can spread it to someone else? These questions are important because you do not want to get diseases from anyone, right? No? You also do not want to spread it to anybody else. You want good health for yourself, your family, friends, loved ones, and classmates. So, let's talk about diseases in this lesson. So, diseases can be classified into two. May dalawang uri ng diseases. These are communicable diseases and non-communicable diseases. So, in this lesson, it is only focused on communicable diseases, but you need to know the both of them. Communicable diseases are diseases that can be transferred from one person to another, sometimes called contagious or infectious diseases, while non-communicable diseases are not infectious or cannot be transferred from one person to another. So, ang tatalakay natin ngayon ay ang mga sakit na nakakahawa sa ibang tao at maging sa iyo o maging sa iyong pamilya. Microorganisms or microbes are small living organisms. Some are good and helpful to your body. Some are bad because they can cause diseases. Those microorganisms that can cause communicable diseases are called pathogens. Ang mga sakit na nakakahawa ay tinatawag na pathogens. Pathogens or germs. So, yun pala. Yun pala ang tawag o ibang pangalan ng pathogens. Germs. Pathogens or germs are everywhere. They can multiply fast and spread quickly to other persons. These are communicable diseases. Nakakahawa. 4 major types of pathogens or germs. So, hinati ito sa 4. Ito ang bacteria, virus, fungi, at protozoa. Iisahin natin sila. Let's start with bacteria. What is bacteria? Are tiny single-celled microorganisms. They come in different shapes, including rods, spirals, spears. They can grow and multiply in both living and non-living things. So, you can see bacteria in living and non-living. So, living in plants, in humans. Non-living are objects, the objects around us. So, bacteria are everywhere. They can multiply outside or inside your body and cause diseases. Some diseases that bacteria can cause include infections of the eye, nose, throat, lungs, and others. Some bacteria are good, like bacteria living in your intestines that help in the digestions or breakdown of food you eat. There are also example of good bacteria is the Yakult. Good bacteria na help digesting or breaking down of food you eat. So, naay bacteria ng Yakult, but it is good. Diseases caused by bad bacteria or pathogens are boils, sty, tuberculosis, and others. So, ang nakakos daning boils, sty, tuberculosis, and others are bacteria. So, let us see what are these diseases. So, the first picture is the boil. Boil is also known as furuncle. Boils are caused by a very common type of bacteria called staph. Boils are painful bumps on the skin filled with pus. Pus is a fluid full of staph bacteria. Boils happen when the staph bacteria is able to enter the hair follicles or the roots of your hair on your skin. Kanang muburot na nga na ay tubig sa sud. Mo na boil. Next is the sty. Kanang inyong gitawag nga bujinggit, sty. A sty is a bump on the upper or lower eyelids. It is caused by bacteria that gets in the hair follicle or hair root of the eyelashes. Symptoms of sty infection may include redness, itchiness, swelling, tears, pain, and problems with vision. And the last is tuberculosis. Dirty ang lungs. Tuberculosis is a disease caused by bacteria called tubercle bacilli. The bacteria usually attacks the lungs, but they can also damage other parts of the body. Tuberculosis is commonly called TB or PTB, pulmonary tuberculosis. Persons with PTB usually spread the disease to other people. They can spread bacteria through the air when they cough, sneeze, or talk. When another person inhales the bacteria, they can get tuberculosis. Symptoms of PTB may include bad cough, difficulty of breathing, pain in lung areas, loss of appetite, weight loss, and weakness or fatigue, on and off fever, and night sweats. So, before we'll proceed to another type of pathogens, I want you to know that these diseases are communicable. What is communicable? Nakakahawa. So, when you have a friend that have these diseases, do not play with them or do not stay near to them. Second, virus. What are virus? So, I know that you are familiar with virus because what we are facing now is a virus also. COVID-19 is a virus. COVID-19 disease. A small and lightweight living organisms. Virus are living organisms. So, kaya pala hindi na mamatay yung virus kasi it is living. They can float through the air, survive in water, or even on the surface of your skin. You can inhale them without knowing. When a virus gets inside your body, it goes inside your cells. Viruses use your cells to make more virus. When there are a lot of virus in your body, you will start to feel weak and sick. You may have fever, cold, sore throat, and headache. Viruses can only live for a short time. So, they can live in a short time the eye while the virus is still alive in your body. But when it is still alive in your body, ang virus na apa sa imong lawas, you can pass them to others and make them sick. The diseases are common colds, flu, dengue fever, chickenpox, measles, and many others. So, these are the diseases. Oh, the colds. Common colds. Ex- what are what you are experiencing is common colds when you have difficulty of breathing and your nose is blocked. Next, flu. Influenza. Influenza is commonly known as flu. The symptoms of flu are similar to the common colds. These include high fever, runny nose, sore throat, muscle aches and pains, headaches, severe coughing, and feeling tired. Next is the dengue fever. So, dengue is a virus di ay. Virus din ang dengue. Dengue fever is caused by a virus. The virus cannot spread directly from one person to another. Mosquitoes are the carriers of the dengue virus. So, this virus cannot be transferred from person to person. But, through mosquitoes, they are the carriers of the dengue virus. Mapaakan ka sa lamok. When the mosquito bites you, it transfers the dengue virus. So, ang mosquito may mapaka, dili ang tao. Next is the measles. Chickenpox. Okay. Have you been tried having chickenpox? Me, wa ko kasuwag chickenpox. So, chickenpox is an infection caused by a virus called varicella virus. It can spread easily from person to person who has never had it. So, mas madaling madapuan ang mga taong hindi pa nakatry nito o hindi pa nahawaan ng chickenpox. Chickenpox causes an itchy rash in skin. Rash is a blister filled with fluid. So, ang rashes niya is may mga tubig sa loob. The itchy rash and blisters may show up on the face, the chest, and the back, and the rest of your body. Other symptoms include fever, headache, tiredness, and loss of appetite. Chickenpox. Next is measles. Tinatawag nating DAP, galing sa hangin. Measles is caused by a virus also called paramyxovirus. Measles is a highly communicable disease or a disease that spreads easily from person to another. It causes a reddish rash that starts in the head and moves down to the whole body. Other symptoms include fever, cough, runny nose, redness of the eye, general weakness, and white spots inside the mouth. So, pag may measles ka, lalagnatin ka. Magkaroon ka ng headache or high fever. Yan ang kadalasang symptoms ng measles. then redness of the eye. Next is mumps. Have you ever tried this? I tried this during elementary years, that your face will become bigger like this. Mumps. Bajook in our term. Have you seen a person with a swelling on one or both sides of the face just below the ears and jaw? This is called mumps. It is caused by mumps virus. So, virus din na siya, class. So, these diseases that you have found in the screen are communicable, nakakahawa. Once your friend, your relatives, or loved ones have this, do not stay close to them. A person with mumps can spread the virus through coughing, sneezing, or talking, touching surfaces and utensils. The tricky part is the mumps virus spreads even before the swelling begins, and up to 5 days after the swelling begins. The third, fungi. Fungi. So it is familiar. Fungi, an, alipunga. Fungi is another type of pathogen that causes disease is the fungus. The word fungus means mushroom. Mushrooms are actually the big members of the fungi family. Are almost like plants, but they are minuscule or tiny. Cannot make their own food like plants do. They cannot make their own food. Instead, fungi get their food by decomposing matter or eating off skin of other living things. They get their food by eating the skin of plants, animals, or humans. They love to live in moist and warm places like between your toes, feet, and other parts of your skin. Gusto nila yung mga sulok-sulok. The name for skin diseases caused by a fungus is called tinea. Tinea affects outer skin. Fungal infection is not serious, but they are very itchy and uncomfortable. So, ito pala yung mga fungal infection. They are not serious, but they are very itchy, katol, and uncomfortable. You can get them by touching an infected person, pet, or from damp surfaces such as shower floors. The type of tinea caused by fungus include tinea versicolor, tinea pedis or athlete's foot, tinea corporis. So let us know what are these diseases. Tinea. Up. Tinea versicolor. From the word versicolor. An. Tinatawag yan sa atin na up, no? An. Another. Tinea pedis. Athlete's foot. Tingnan mo. Kung ano ang itsura. And the last one is tinea corporis or the ringworm. Yung mga pabilog na an. Ringworm or tinea corporis. If you have ringworms, ask your parents to bring you to a doctor. The doctor may prescribe you a medication to kill the fungi. So, the medicines may be applied as a head shampoo or a skin powder, cream, or lotion. So, mostly, we can buy cream in pharmacy. So, lastly is the protozoa. But protozoa is called parasites. Parasites is a tiny living organisms that cannot live by itself. Cannot live by itself. So, nangangailangan siya ng kasama. They get their food from bigger animals or humans. They cause diseases in the animals or humans they live on. There, there are at least three kinds of parasites: the protozoa, the helminths, and the arthropods. So, ang parasites is cannot live by itself. So, nangangailangan siya ng tulong sa mga mas malaki sa kanya, kagaya ng kuto sa ating buhok. Kuto, that is an example of parasites. Ginamit niya tayo para magkaroon siya ng pagkain. The first figure is protozoa. Protozoa are small single-celled parasites. Protozoa love moisture and often live in water. If you drink water with protozoa, you can get a disease. Pag nakainom ka ng tubig na may protozoa, magkakaroon ka ng sakit. Some protozoa cause infections of the intestines that lead to diarrhea and stomach ache. So, nang dahil sa protozoa ay balik-balik tayo sa palikuran or sa CR. Balik-balik sa CR. Kay sakit ti dyan. Ano din na, stomach ache, diarrhea. That's because of protozoa. Now, let's have helminths. Helminths. Ringworms. Helminths are worms. Jara worms. Worms include tapeworms, flatworms, and roundworms. They may enter your body as tiny eggs. Then, they will go to your stomach and intestines. In your stomach, they will absorb the food you eat and grow bigger. They will then start to multiply. They will cause you to feel weak and thin with a big belly. That's why, class, that in our DOH or in our barangay, nurses and or health workers are giving purga or tablet for deworming because of to avoid this kind of disease we called helminths. Mao na lang gitawag og deworming para walay bitok sa makasud sa atong tiyan. Kay ug naay bitok mao nang niwang ang bata, kay ang bata nag-eat siya og daghang food but naapoy nag-eat di ay sa iyang gikaon susud. Mao na ang bata dili midako. So it is mostly in children who are thin. Ang mga bata na niwang, lalo na yung mga bata na palaging naglalaro ng buhangin or lupa. Tungod ana, sige duwag hugaw. Na makasud ang tapeworms, flatworms, or roundworms. Lastly is the arthropods. Hadlok no, arthropods. Arthropods are very small insects. Among the insects that commonly live on humans are the head lice and other insects. So, example dani is the head lice, yung mga kuto, and other insects that will bite you. Head lice are common especially in nurseries, daycare centers, and schools. Lice cannot jump or fly. They spread when people's heads touch or when hats, clothing, combs, brushes, headbands, sheets, blankets, pillowcases, and sleeping bags are shared. So, class, to avoid lice or kuto, do not share your belongings, especially your comb, suklay, headbands, or your towel, the bath towel. Do not share it to others. And also your pillow. You have your um, you have your own pillow so that you can avoid head lice. So again, the type of germs that can cause diseases are bacteria, fungi, virus, and parasites, or what we call the protozoa. And diseases are classified into two: the communicable diseases and the non-communicable diseases. Communicable diseases are those diseases that can be transferred from one person to another, while the uninfectious, while the non-communicable diseases are diseases that cannot be transferred to another person or not infectious. To be safe from germs, always practice cleanliness. Of course, cleanliness is next to godliness. Wash your hands before eating and after going to the toilet. Make it a regular habit to bath or wash your hair and whole body. Dry yourself thoroughly. It is good to share things like food and books, but remember not to share personal belongings like towels, clothes, socks, combs, hats, and other things. Explain to them, whoever is borrowing, that you are not sharing your things to prevent spread of virus, especially now that we are facing COVID-19 disease, which is pandemic and killing, a very killing disease. So do not share your personal belongings, especially your touchable belongings, and have sanitize yourself regularly, and also your things that you are always use. So I guess that's all our lesson for this morning. It's all about the characteristics of communicable diseases, mga nakakahawang sakit. Now you can do the activity. Health check, page 403, number 1 and number 2. You will draw that. Draw and label. You can use bond paper, any size. I hope that you learned from our lesson. Thank you for listening.